This is Jeremy Wentworth-Stanley. I'm the fellow who has a hyphen in my name. The hyphen is silent, but I am anything but that. This is a mini-podcast by Jeremy Wentworth-Stanley. I'm the proprietor of Respectonomics. Our aspiration, our passion is to restore the dignity of the human being. In this particular episode, we are talking about the identity of the human being. Our identity as individuals has become, as many of you will know, has become suppressed or repressed. It's become camouflaged. It's become suspended. It's become hijacked. There's a lot of nasty words, all contained in and around the idea that the way in which we communicate with one another has changed significantly. We, of course, have the internet. We do not engage with one another nearly the way that we used to in terms of reading each other's body language one-on-one. So when you add up the issues that surround the identity of us as human beings, we have been put into a very adversarial position. Now, our identity as human beings consists of three components. As a human being, I'm made up of a body and a mind and a soul, or a spirit. But if I look at my body, even that, from a point of view of identity, has become malleable or democratic because it is now perceived to be gender neutral. It's decided to be gender changeable. And therefore, even the identity, the physicality of oneself is no longer a confirmation of one's identity. The mind experiences tremendous deluges and floods of information. We are deluged, we are flooded with information, whether it's in advertising, whether it's in communications on the screen, whichever way we look at it. I'll give you one example. Think of the number of passwords you have to remember. And all of these things add to the point that our minds are becoming full. It's like a RAM in your old computer. The random access memory has become more and more full, more and more difficult to process information. And then there's the third part of the human being, and that is our soul. Our soul is unique, it is private, it is individual, it is exclusive, it belongs to you and you only. It is one of the most beautiful considerations of the human being. It is, in fact, what separates us from any other sentient being, and it is also a place where we can see the identity of ourselves distinctly different from artificial intelligence. It is, in other words, the ultimate reservoir, the ultimate bulwark of the human being. And as such, it is one that we should respect, it is one that we should enjoy, it is one that we should dignify. And in order to do this, the first step, of course, is to be aware of one's soul. The soul is like a reservoir. A reservoir is designed to have intake and outtake. It is designed, if you think of a reservoir where water is going into it, the most important part of the reservoir at that point is its ability to take the water in. No reservoir is useful unless the water can go out. It might be to power a hydroelectric facility. It might be to irrigate crops. It might be to provide drinking water. Whatever it is it's doing, the intake and the outtake represent the integrity of the reservoir, and the same with our souls. Our souls need the intake, the souls need the, shall we call it, the takeout. And also we have to recognize that any body of water can become toxified. It can become full of nasty algae and sludge and stuff. And therefore we have to do two things. We have to be careful what we take in, and we also have to be careful once we are suffocating from some kind of toxin, we need to be able to have the mechanism to get rid of, to destroy that toxin. All of this is extraordinarily personal. One would classically say that the soul is fed with faith, and of course it is one's faith that then determines the quality of the intake, but that faith is only useful if it becomes also the opportunity for a takeout. So what we need to do is to go back to our souls and recognize the integrity of the soul, the integrity of this reservoir, of what it takes in and what it lets out. Its primary objective at this point is for us, in mind and body, to look at the soul as one of the most beautiful jewels that's contained in every human being and to claim it as our personal identity. And if you're going to claim it as your personal identity, we should also claim our names. My name is individual to me. Your name is individual to you. And to the extent that your name defines your soul, it is absolutely reasonable to start using your name with pride, with conviction. Sign your letters with your name. Say your name is. Say, I am Jeremy. I am Canadian. I am American. I am. But let yourself know that that identity resides, the responsibility resides with you. And when you're addressing another human being, call them by their name to recognize the fullness of their integrity of soul, their integrity of their entire humanity, from which we can then look at my identity will actually fertilize, build, verify your identity. It's a mutual reciprocal arrangement, and it is, frankly, a beautiful one. Thank you.